Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Mossy Roots Farm. So I see this question asked a few times, and I wanted to answer it for me personally. When should you start grazing in the springtime? Now, on a day like today where it's like 20 degrees out and blowing wind, you wouldn't be thinking about grazing cows because it's so stinking cold. But I've seen a lot of different responses. One person says they wait till May or June to start grazing cows. And at that point, you got a hay field. You don't have a pasture, at least for my ground. Because I need to add, it is all ground based. It has nothing to do with your opinion, your philosophy. It's all based on your soils, right? So for example, this little hill here is all fill dirt. It's all filled. You see the stones in there, like that's all just fill. This is not going to grow nearly like what behind our barn over here is going to do. Yeah, right back in here. None of that was fill. Now, the reason I'm not over there showing it is because I base my stuff off trees, so we'll show that here in a minute. But as you see, I got some good green grass in here growing. Now, the pasture looks way better because this is just the weeds right around where I store my implements. And under here is a bunch of trees. But, excuse me, if we come over here, I can show you some really great green grass. So you would maybe look at this and say, man, I need to get grazing on that. That's nice and tall. That's really lush. I need to get out there. I need to do that. You get out there too soon, you end up hurting your regrowth. And this is something that I have heard, and I 1,000% agree with this. So this gentleman said, if you get out and graze too early, you literally leave thousands of pounds of forage matter on the table later on. You're basically wasting it. If you graze too early, you basically throw your ground away. You plow it up, you do whatever. You don't get the use out of it. And I can say from my own personal experiences, I 100% agree with that. And from my experiences as well, I have been grazing way too early. So what am I doing? So in years past, you guys see some of the shrubbery in the background? In years past, I started grazing when the shrubbery was growing because I thought, hey, there's regrowth, right? Well, there's shrubbery that is flowering right now, that is putting out leaves right now, and it is way too cold to be grazing this grass. Then in years prior, I waited until some invasive species trees, which I have behind the barn up here, I waited until they were growing. And then, you know, that didn't turn out too well. So this year, and I saw this in other years as well, I'm waiting until normal hardwood Ohio trees start budding out, as they call it, where these buds turn into leaves. So what I've done in years past, like I said, was graze way too soon. And we always had a cold snap like we have currently. It's freezing cold out. And I always got in trouble because during that cold snap, we would stop growing. I would lose a week or two of growth, and then I'd be behind all year long. I just would feel like I'm behind. So last year what I did is I took a note of when these trees started to bud. So this here, I believe, is a sugar maple. Some of the leaves are still there, so I think it's a sugar maple. This one here is a cherry. Some of those back there are sugar maples. I don't know if there's any oaks over here, but I have some oaks on the other side of the property. So I wait until those start budding out before I start grazing. And the reason be, and I don't know why, but these are the latest blooming, the latest blossoming plant that I can notice on my farm. So a lot of folks will say, oh, so many days after the frost-free date. Oh, I wait till May. Oh, I wait till June. I wait until the trees are budding out. I noticed that the shrubs come on too quick and they come on too early. I noticed that invasive tree species like tree of heaven or Atlantis come on too quick. So I'm waiting for these slower tree species like these oaks, maples, hickories, to start budding out before I do anything. I don't know that it's accurate. I don't know that it's good in your part of the world. One person I commented on said that their plum tree and stone fruit tree, which I don't even know what that is, were starting to bud out. But they were also like an hour and a half, 2 hours south of me. So they may have warmer weather. So I can't tell you what trees to look for in your area. I cannot tell you what you need to start grazing by. I can only tell you what I'm doing. And as soon as my nice sugar maple here starts producing buds, that's when I'm gonna start getting out here and grazing. Because as soon as these start to open up, it's go time. And like I say, the big reason I do that is in years past, I've gone way too early, set myself back all year, and just in general, got in trouble for it because I never had enough for it. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me in my pile of crapola that just seems to be getting bigger and bigger because, well, I can't ever fix anything or do anything with it because it's an old farm. That's just what you get. You know, like a random chlorine bucket that's just destroyed that needs to not be there, you know. Good times. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.